Could you speak more loudly, please?
Oh, louder. All right. Okay. Once more. Can you hear me?
Um, uh,
I think that's already the maximum of my. I'm already shouting here.
yeah. So you can share your PowerPoint, and I maybe introduce you to the participant. Okay. Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Good afternoon, our presenters and participants. Welcome to Vietnamese International Convention 2022. On behalf of the organizing committee, we would like to thank you so much for your participation and contribution to our annual convention success. I am Ngô Quỳnh Hoa as a presentation moderator. I am delighted to see all of you in the lineup present today, especially in the parallels uh, live oral presentation. We do hope that all of you will be able to have some valuable knowledge and experience as takeaway following the talk. Before the presentation, there are a few considerations. In case you have any questions or concerns about the presentation, please feel free to leave them in the chat box so that we can gather the question for easy response in the 5 or 10 minutes Q&A section. Welcome, Shiana Cabuten. I hope I pronounce your name right. In this 30 minutes parallel live oral presentation, which is entitled Developing Reading and Listening Skill in the English Language through Flip Classes Classroom, a systematic literature review. Hello.
Hello, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
Yeah. Yeah. It's happy to hear you again. Yeah.
Yes, I'm really sorry.
Yeah.
All right, let me see. I think there's a problem with my camera. Here you are. I hope you could see me later. If that's all right, I think there's a problem with my camera.
I cannot see you. Could you turn on the
Yes,
computer? Sorry, turn the video camera.
yes, I think I have, wait, I think there's a problem with my camera. I'm really sorry. Is it all right if it's just if it will just be audio?
Oh, could you can share your PowerPoint?
Yes, yes, that would be all right. Yes. Okay, I'm really sorry. There's a problem with this laptop. There you are. I hope you can see it.
Yeah. I can see your PowerPoint.
Hello? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, thank you.
Bingo. So let's begin.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
Can you see me?
Did I start?
Yes, please.
All right. So thank you so much. Despite the some technical problems and I cannot open my camera, I do hope that you could still listen and you would be able to learn more in my research paper. And again, I am so honored to present my paper on this convention. All right. So if ever you cannot hear me, just please tell me. Right. My paper is entitled Developing Reading and Listening Skills in the English Language Through Flipped Classroom, a Systematic Literature Review. Okay, so when we say flipped classroom, this has actually started in 2006 with two Colorado chemistry teachers who sent out videos to their students in the intention or with the endeavor of not letting them miss classes or not to lag behind their classes. Right? So for us to fully understand what this flipped classroom is, let's first go to the background of educational technology. So flipped classroom would fall under the umbrella term educational technology. And I believe we would all agree that educational technology continue or has reshaped, refined, and improved the landscapes of our education. And because of that, many innovations and many applications have been done throughout by many educators in order to take advantage of this educational technology. And one of these innovations I was mentioning was on flipped classroom. Flipped classroom, also called the inverted classroom, revolves around a model in which typical lectures and homeworks are reversed. So in the context of the Philippines, usually students in language classroom would go to class 50 minutes, let's say 50 minutes to an hour, enter their classes. Teachers would typically have their classes, and then after which they would be having their quizzes at the end of class. However, in flipped classroom, what they do here, as it is said to be inverted, is that lectures are already sent before via technological tools such as, let's say, over the internet, over using technological tools such as cell phones, cellular phones, tablets, and etc. So these learning materials are sent to them and they're expected to read them at home, such that when they enter classes, it would already be the class would already be devoted to communicative activities or performance tasks, as we call in the Philippines. Right. And this one, Flip Classroom has three setups or three parts. We have the before class, as you can see here. Before class, as I've mentioned earlier, students participate in online activities or class activities. So their teachers send the reading materials that would be in form of videos or in form of PDFs or Word documents. So they are to study there. What do they do in before class? They study these materials. They do additional reading. And if they have questions, they could directly ask their classmates, or they could also directly ask their teachers if there are questions. So that when they go to the next part in class, it would only already be devoted to them applying the lessons that they have learned before the classes. After which, in the after class, it's, if you could see here, students check their understanding via quizzes, or if there are no activities or enrichment activities, it would already be a start of learning other lessons. Now, flipped classroom, actually, for the flipped learning network, flipped classroom is not simply about the sending of videos. So they are very firm with this, because nevertheless, if it's just the sending of videos, it will not be called flipped classroom. So in order for educators to be guided, the Flipped Learning Network in 2014 has issued what we call as the Flip Pillars, namely flexible environment, learning culture, intentional content, and professional educator. Now, this will serve as their guide or mentors. This will serve as their guide in fixing or in preparing for their classrooms. Now, there are actually a lot of research conducted on flipped classroom since it already started in 2006. There are a lot of there are a lot of research that would go to other subject areas, including language in our case. However, there would be less or few research or studies conducted about listening and reading skills. Most of this research would focus on speaking and writing. Now, as less was research about listening and reading, it is the overall endeavor of this study to look at these few studies, so that other teachers or other institutions would have more basis when they want to implement flipped classroom. And these are the research questions. Number 1, what are the advantages and disadvantages of flipped classroom in the development of reading and listening skills? And number 2, what guidelines can be used to develop reading and listening skills through flipped classroom? These are the research questions. As again, we go back to the endeavor that is to have additional knowledge when we are interested to implement flipped classroom. As this is a systematic literature review, I would also like to present the inclusion and exclusion criteria that I have used in screening the different research articles that I have read. So to name, I have here 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 parameters. The first one is the research articles that I have used have only been retrieved from peer-reviewed journals. And then the type of participants in these articles, I concentrated on basic education. That would mean junior high school and senior high school, and then college or university students. As for the context, these studies should only be conducted within Asia, so it would be more relevant to colleagues of mine. Followed by the results, of course, would fall on listening and reading skills, and the language should only be English. And for my databases, I got this research from Google Scholars and EBSCO, and then the time frame this research would have been published from 2015 to 2021. And upon researching in the databases, I was only able to get 40 articles, or I think I have 42 43 research articles or studies, but upon using or screening them using this inclusion and exclusion criteria, I only have 20 studies. And with those 20 studies, I have used thematic analysis to study them. And these are the different results of my study. So what are the advantages and disadvantages of flipped classroom? The first one is what you call as reduced reading and listening learning anxiety. Now, as language teachers, we know that the learner's emotion is very salient. When they are anxious in class, the more that they will not understand and the more that they will not participate in the activities that we have prepared. However, as mentioned, as I have read in the different research articles, when we use flipped classroom, learners will have the tendency more to be at ease because when they study the lessons, they could actually ask from their teachers. And then, since the activities are sent online, they could already ask questions directly to their teachers, and they could also ask questions from their classmates without the fear of being judged or being pressured. Aside from that, we also have, there is reduced reading and listening learning anxiety because of the use of videos. So according to Lonergan in 1984, videos give learners a slice of real communicative situations, making them more motivated. So when we use videos, students could actually see more what they could visualize what we say using these videos. And because of that, they would feel more comfortable and they would relate and they could understand better what we are saying. Now, in terms of reading and listening skills, since these videos are sent beforehand, they would have more chances of looking at the structures of how these materials were written, and in terms of listening, they would have more chances of replaying the videos so that they would understand them better. And in all, because of these advantages of these videos, when they go in class or during class, they would be more prepared and thus they could answer more or they could do more the activities prepared by the teachers. Aside from that, another advantage would be improved critical analysis of text read and heard. This is because of the different authentic materials that the teacher could send to the students. So accordingly, authentic materials are very important. Yes, authentic materials are very important, especially in the development of reading and listening skills. And then these authentic materials would not be very much successful if there will be no activities that would be successfully implemented by the teachers. Or to add in the authentic materials, I failed to say authentic materials because the teachers could send out, for example, in listening activities, materials of which native speakers would be speaking. The students would be exposed more to different kinds of accents, for example, and that their listening skills would be improved because they would know that there are different kinds of addressed. Number 2 question, I hope I still have time. What guidelines can be used to develop reading and listening skills? That is, of course, since we say that flipped classroom would bank on students not being anxious, we have to give interactive and collaborative activities. We make sure that our students collaborate in these communicative situations that we're preparing for them. Aside from that, we have number 2 is the use of authentic materials. One of the pillars of flipped learning is intentional content. That is, teachers can prepare. They could first hand select materials for their students. So it is important that educators would be very critical in sending out different materials so that it would really develop the reading and listening skills. Aside from that, we have to provide enough time for them to review the materials because in a study conducted by a certain by students by Al-Hassani, Mod, and Masod in 2017, their study yielded to negative results because the students were not able to read the materials that they have sent out. So it is important in order for this one to be addressed, they should have been oriented before, and also they should have provided enough time for the students to review the materials. And that would again fall under another pillar of flip learning, which is on flexible content. And as a recommendation, since we have these different advantages and we are aware that that flipped learning has potentials, in-depth study of the use of FC in the Philippine classrooms be implemented to look into its effect that may be unique to Filipino learners. And I hope I was able to impart something on flipped learning or on flipped classroom. Thank you so much.
Yeah, we would like we would like to share our big thanks for your great presentation. Um, Now we are happy due to the limited time we cannot have the Q&A section because the internet connection. So if you any question, please can email the presenter directly. So on behalf of VT Show 2022, we wish you all the best with the productive and meaningful rest of our virtual convention. And share our big thanks for great presentation.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. So I can email more about. I have a lot of question about your. I'm interested in your uh, topics, so I can email you.
Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Um. Yes. One more question for you, Miss Shania. Uh, you want to email? Okay, I can send you. Okay. Some of you some of participant want your emails. I'm your moderator, so I can give your email to them. Is okay?
Yes, that would be all right. So that we could exchange ideas on how to use this one.
Okay. Thank you and goodbye.
Yes. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Yes.